supporting the channel, listen, if you guys want to do something, tell yourself from the start, I can do this. It doesn't even matter if you missed a shot. For example, I'm gonna tell myself, I'm gonna hit this three-pointer. I'm gonna turn around. Look what happens. I didn't make the shot, but guess what? I had heart. And that's what it's all about, trying. In the beginning, trying counts. After a while, trying doesn't, listen, enough of trying, you gotta do it. But in the beginning, trying counts. You guys have to understand, on this journey, let's go, we in a building. On this journey, you guys have to understand, there's no need for competition. There's no need. There's enough resources out here for everybody. Everybody could win if they want to win. You guys have to understand, what people consider losing, that's a choice. There's no set winners and losers in life. People will give that speech to make themselves feel good, and people will believe the speech, but when it's all said and done, no. If you feel like a loser, loser becomes a choice. It becomes a culture. Then you tell people, oh, I was the black sheep of my family, I was the black sheep of my community. That's because you made it a culture. You made it a choice. So just say back against the wall, but you still go ball. Guess what? You made it a choice that I refuse to lose. You made it a choice. It doesn't matter what I go through, I'm coming down on top. You made it a choice. Listen, we come out this war, we don't come out at all. You made it a choice. All these things are choices. When it's all said and done, listen, let's talk about these voices. A lot of voices are going to be conflicted. A lot of voices are going to tell you, you can't do it. A lot of voices are going to tell you, it'll never happen. A lot of voices are going to tell you, your parents will never approve. A lot of voices will say, oh, your friends are not going to support you. Who cares? Who cares if your friends don't support? Who cares what your parents don't like? Who cares? When it's all said and done, listen, you got to understand, listen, the older you get, nobody's gonna help you. Maybe in your 20s, maybe you might be in the in crowd, maybe somebody might let you hold 20. But at 40 years old, I'm gonna tell you, people gonna hesitate to give you $20 because they're gonna judge you by your age and they're gonna say, oh, you $40, you 40 years old, why do you need $20? When it's all said and done, I'm here to tell you, listen, everybody's gonna get older. If you're in your 20s, enjoy it now. You're gonna be 30 before you blink. If you're 30, enjoy it now. You're gonna be 40 before you blink. If you're 40, enjoy it now. You're gonna be 50 before you blink. Nobody is trying to aid and nobody's trying to give an older man anything. So when it's all said and done, to all you younger dudes now, listen, lock in. Because listen, as you age, people are judgmental and they wanna judge you off your age. They wanna judge you off of assets. They wanna judge you off of things that you own. We don't have time for any of that. God is the ultimate judge. These people are not God. They will never be God. So when it's all said and done, you guys have to understand, no competition. We in a building, Penthouse 40 in the building, no competition. Other kings gotta win. When I mean other kings gotta win, I really mean other kings gotta win. Different parts of the world, Albanian kings gotta win, Bulgarian kings gotta win, Nigerian kings gotta win, Alabama kings gotta win, Texas kings gotta win, Cleveland kings gotta win. When it's all said and done, Indianapolis kings gotta win, Iowa kings gotta win, Denmark kings gotta win, you feel me? Switzerland kings gotta win. We all gotta win. We all gotta win. Nobody, listen, you should never compete with another man. You don't have to do it. That right there is what you call small-minded behavior. If another man doing whatever he's doing, that's what he's doing. Especially if that next man is not giving aid to you, especially if he's not shouting you out, especially if he's not really benefiting you, let them do what they do. Trust me, it's enough out here for everybody to win, but they want you to live in fear. They want you to protest. They want you to hold up a sign. No justice, no peace. I don't got time for any of that. And I'm gonna say this again, I don't got time for any of that. What do I look like protesting when I could go out and hunt? What do I look like complaining when I could go out and hunt? When it's all said and done, I'm a hunter. I gotta hunt every day. I cannot sit around. I cannot lay around. I cannot scroll all day. When it's all said and done, I'm not judging, but listen, I cannot I gotta listen to the formulas like this. If you go hard, go mediocre, you will live mediocre. If you go and do what everybody else is doing, you will live down the street next to everybody else. But listen, the choice is yours. And I'm telling you, as a man, listen, you want to be in a position when you have a son or a daughter, you got, listen, I can't speak for others, but if I have a family, I want to be with my family 24/7. I don't want to run out of my daughter. I don't want to run out of my son. I don't want to do that. When it's all said and done, I'm thinking years down the road. You guys have to understand the long term is serious. This is why we live in a microwave culture where they promote the quick and easy. They promote that instant noodles. They promote that ramen noodle lifestyle. When it's all said and done, they promote that scamming lifestyle. They promote that, oh, we got it real fast out the bando lifestyle, because when it's all said and done, that right there is not gonna work. Listen, you know how many people that straight strung out used to be the man? You know how many people sleeping at the Circle K probably used to be the man? You know how many people right now, you gotta understand, I was born in 1985. Right now, nobody really talks about CRACK. But I was born in that era, and they said back in the day, the most beautiful women were using it. So imagine peer pressure in the 80s. And I'm gonna say this again, imagine peer pressure in the 80s. Imagine peer pressure in the 80s. Imagine you don't want to hit that pipe, but all of a sudden you see a beautiful supermodel. She like, oh yeah, try this is new. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, everybody in the in crowd doing it. Everybody in the in crowd doing it, so let me just follow the crowd. Listen, stop following the crowd. Everybody literally is following somebody. When it's all said and done, other than God, stop following after another man. It's crazy, bro. Like, don't get it twisted. I wear this jersey because it represents Arizona, but I could care less about sports. I could care less about tennis. I could care less about the World Cup. I could care less about soccer players. I could care less about rugby players. When it's all said and done, I could care less about competition. I could care less about who wins a championship. I could care less about who brings home the Vince Lombardi. I could care less about that. I treat the trap like the Super Bowl. I'm trying to bring home the Vince Lombardi for my channel. I'm trying to bring home the Vince Lombardi for my life. I'm trying to bring home the Vince Lombardi for my family. I'm not trying to compete with no other man. And a lot of people, they got competition in them, so they think you should have it inside of you. Listen, I don't care about what somebody else is doing. There's a lot of people doing a lot of, I feel like the people that we meet in life, we only meet through things that are beneficial or proximity. Proximity meaning you live down the street from these people, so you see them. Beneficial means online. People probably need your Midas touch, so they reach out to you for the Midas touch. And then after they get the Midas touch, they turn around and say, so what? I can care less about that. When it's all said and done, I would never let this world change me. And I'm gonna say this again, I would never let this world change me. People try to play in my face. When it's all said and done, this ain't Chuck E. Cheese. And I'm gonna say this again, you got people on YouTube in the beginning, they try to play on my face. Closed chapter, this is not Chuck E. Cheese. Closed chapter, I'm still breathing. Closed chapter, I'm still working. Closed chapter, I'm still earning. Closed chapter, you feel me? Closed chapter. When it's all said and done, I would never let this world play me. Going into my 40s, all that I can do now is tell people, listen. I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to show you how to just drop this content. I'm going to show you how to be consistent. But when it's all said and done, reaching out to people in proximity, I'm not for that. When it's all said and done, a lot of people, they were taught that they had to compete in this world. They were taught that they were at a disadvantage. Imagine you meeting somebody that thought they was that was taught they were at a disadvantage. When it's all said and done, I thank God my mother never told me, son, you're at a disadvantage. I thank God my mother never told me, son, if you want to make it in this world, you got to work twice as hard due to the color. I thank God my mother never told me that nonsense. But when it's all said and done, some people were taught that, and you don't know who was taught that. So when it's all said and done, you got to watch yourself, because some people low-key really feel like victims. You see them. You might see them with Levi jeans on, and they might be a Levi victim. You might see them with Balenciagas on, and there might be a Balenciaga victim. You might see them with a Mary's on, and there might be a Mary victim. When it's all said and done, you don't really know who the victims are. A victim doesn't have, sometimes a victim may have a look, but you don't really know who the victims are. Some victims might look cool. Some victims might wear a $500 cologne, but you don't know who their victims are until you listen to their mindset. When it's all said and done, I'm here to tell you, as a YouTuber living in America, a lot of people that I grew up with, I ain't realized, but they had a victim mindset. They feel like somebody was out to get so-and-so. They feel like somebody was out to shake down so-and-so. They feel like somebody was out to man, there's me once say, you got me, that's cool, got me. It won't happen again. I'm sure that I go all professional. It won't happen again. I'll make sure I keep everything in the suburbs. It won't happen again. But the first time, shame me, you got me. But when it's all said and done, I'm not a victim. You're not gonna get me for the second time. And I'm gonna say this again, you're not gonna get me for the second time. Everybody that try to play my face on YouTube, I went to YouTube, I set it out. I don't rock so-and-so, I don't rock with so-and-so, don't rock with so-and-so, cut ties, chapter close, and that's it. When it's all said and done, I didn't know, but we're not gonna act like I ain't cut ties. I cut ties. When it's all said and done, listen, I don't need no shout outs. I don't need any shout outs. When it's all said and done, I am an individual living in the year 2025. I'm doing something what the majority of the world are afraid to do. People are afraid to be an individual. People are afraid to be authentic. People are afraid to talk about unpopular topics. People are afraid. They need the opinions of others. They need the acceptance of others. So they live for views. I can live less for the views. When it's all said and done, I don't care what nobody said. You take care of yourself. You keep working hard. Guess what? Fitness, they can't stop the fitness. Literally, no pun intended, they cannot stop the fitness. When you walk around and you look buff, and this is just the beginning. Like I said, this is just the beginning. I'm about to work out after this video. After this live, I'm about to go work out, but this is just the beginning. So if I'm looking like this right now, imagine 2026, when it's all said and done, they can't stop the fitness. A lot of people that look like victims, they don't even have no, listen, a lot of people that look like victims, they don't look like this because they can't push themselves up. They literally can't push themselves up. Remember, they feel that at disadvantage. Remember, they feel they're oppressed. Remember, they feel down. Remember, they feel they're at the bottom of the barrel. Remember. That's what they believe. That's what they're taught. You guys have to understand, we live in a world where a person's mindset is everything. And you don't know what a person was taught. You don't know what a person believed. You just gonna see the outfit. You just gonna see the Nikes. You just gonna see the Reeboks. FLS, shout out to the set, we hot. And I'm gonna say this again, you just gonna see the Nikes. You just gonna see the Reeboks. Shout out FLS's set, of course, we hot. But you don't know a person's mindset. A person's mindset is everything. And once you understand a person got a victim mindset and they don't got a conqueror mindset, they don't got, listen, we're going to get it in mindset, we're going to run it up mindset, listen, sky's the limit mindset. When it's all said and done, you don't judge them, but at the end of the day, you keep your distance. And I'm going to say this again, you keep your distance. When it's all said and done, a lot of people, they feel like they're not winning, so they got to go back to 1932. They got to go back to sinners. A lot of people, they feel like they're not winning, so they got to go back to the days of Mississippi and never even visited Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. They got to go back to the days of Alabama. They never even lived in Alabama. They got to go back to the days of whatever happened back in the day. You know why? Because they're losing. That's what happens. It's a choice. You guys have to understand the only thing that matters right now is right now. That's the only thing that matters. What happened 400 years ago, that does not matter. It does not matter today. And I'm going to say this again, it does not matter today. You got the freedom to roam. You got the freedom to live in the suburbs. You got the freedom to post up in a penthouse. You got the freedom to go wherever you want to go. You got the freedom to buy land. You got the freedom to buy property by the beach and write your name on the sand. And I'm going to say that again. In the year 2025, you got the freedom to purchase land. You got the freedom to purchase beach property and write your name by the sand. Those days are over. Right now is a new day. 2025, it's time to get live. 2024, we settled the score. 2025, it's time to get live. You are not a victim. Nobody is holding you back. Nobody is stopping you. And I'm going to say this again. Nobody is stopping you. Nobody is pushing against you. Nobody is pulling on you. There are no invisible forces. You think some small interest group could stop you? What, man? You will step all over that whole group. And I'm going to say this again. You think somebody having a round table meeting could stop you? Absolutely not. Simplemente no puedo hacerlo. Simplemente no puedo hacerlo. Nobody can stop you. You feel me? You're unstoppable. With the help of God, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You got to understand, don't put your trust in a woman down the street. Listen, who cares what she like? Who cares if she like men this tall, this small, that small? Who cares what she likes? When it's all said and done, is she going to be around 10 years from now? And the answer with a lot of these women, no. A lot of these dudes, are they going to be around 10 years from now? And the answer is absolutely no. So when it's all said and done, if they're not going to be around 10 years from now, why would you even compete with them? If they're not going to be around 10 years from now, why would you even care what they're doing? I could care less from a deception. Listen, when it's all over the person, how hard is it to really come on, hit the record button and say what you got to say? Wow, looking like something. You got to understand, it's too easy. It's too easy. But you don't know what a person thinks. See, I was never taught that I was at a disadvantage. I was never taught that the world against me. I was never taught that I had to work 10 times as hard to make sure that I keep up with other ethnicities. I was never taught that nonsense. And I'm gonna say this again, I was never taught that nonsense. It's 100% garbage, it's nonsense. When it's all said and done, stay focused before you end up homeless. Stop worrying about the Albanian man, stop worrying about the Punjabi man, stop worrying about the man in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Stop worrying about the next man in Coral Gables, Miami. Stop worrying about Jerry Jones. Listen, they want you to keep stats on other men. This is how the gang go. They wanted to all be born fanatics. So we're born fanatics. From a child, everybody throwing up the U. From a child, everybody Florida Gators, chomping like a gator. From a child, everybody throwing up the horns, go Texas. From a child, everybody fall in love with high school sports, Friday Night Lights, Booby Miles. From a child, they want us to be fanatics. They don't want us to step out and be like, yo, listen, I'm the one. From a child, they don't want us to think like that. They don't want us to grow up thinking like, yo, I could care less about who got signed. I could care less about who signed a 360 deal. I could care less about who got signed to the Panthers. I could care less about that. Rest in peace to Caleb Wilson. When it's all said and done, they don't want us to really lock in on being individuals. They don't want that. They want us to be Skip Bayless. They want us to be 30 for 30 ESPN. They want us to be like Stephen A. Smith. They want us to be like, I don't think the Cowboys is going to beat the Seahawks. Listen, I can care less about the Cowboys. I can care less about the Seahawks when it's all said and done. And I'm going to say this again, I could care less about the Seahawks. I could care less about the USC Trojans. I could care less about any team out there that I'm not a part of. When it's all said and done, they want us to feel like we a part of something that we low-key not a part of. Somebody said 100 in the building, you already know. We're not a part of that. We're not a part of the Cowboys. You think I could come through with the Cowboy jersey and say, listen, take me to the suite right now? They're going to say, take you. Who do you think you are? But yet, they want you to play and bet your money on a parlay because they want you to feel like you are part of football fantasy. When it's all said and done, we live in a world where they just want us to be fanatics. They just want us to know how much LeBron had in his career. Listen, I could care less about how many layups LeBron had since 2003. I could care less about how many three-pointers Dwayne Wade hit. I could care less about how many steals Carmelo Anthony had. I could care less. And a lot of people are like, listen, I could care less who made the Hall of Fame. I could care less who paid $25K a cheek on the weekend. I could care less who lost $23 million over $25K a cheek over compound interest. I could care less. And that's why I'm fair less, because I could care less. It's simple. The less you care, the less you fare. The more you care, the more you fare. Listen, society is like this. It's all about who's spending. Don't think society is about, because, listen, the color of my skin. Forget the color of your skin. The color of your skin is not going to be the reason you win. Your ethnicity has nothing to do with your reality. Your reality comes from the fact is, listen, are you trying to boss up? If you're trying to boss up and year 2025, the best way to literally take your product to Japan is by going online, going global. When it's all said and done, as a business owner, it will hurt you more to not have an online presence. And I'm gonna say this again, as a business owner, as somebody to sell anything, merchandise, pens, cups, coffee mugs, you name it, hats, doesn't matter, graphic design, wraps, it doesn't matter. When it's all said and done, it will hurt you to not go online. Because yes, you could make sales in person, yes. Communities, listen, we have them here in Arizona. Believe it or not, community, the sense of community, we do have that here in Arizona. A lot of people talk about the lack of community. Here in Arizona, we do have a sense of community. It doesn't matter if it's cookies, it doesn't matter if it's tacos, it doesn't matter if it's quesadillas. We have a sense of community in Arizona. Towson, we have it. Glendale, we have it. We have it. Some people, some places, they might not have that sense of community. So if they don't got that sense of community, listen, stop complaining. Complaining, it's not gonna get you anywhere. And I'm gonna say this again, complaining is not gonna get you anywhere. When it's all said and done, competition, that's what they want to teach people in sports. Forget sports. Half the people, you saw what happened to Tyreek Hill, his leg got rolled up, it got rolled up like a fruit roll-up. Listen, forget sports. A lot of people, listen, it's kill or be killed. It's dog eat dog, and the owners, they don't even play. The owners, they can't even catch a football. When it's all said and done, they don't want to teach you. They send you to school, but they can teach you less about ownership. When it's all said and done, listen, sooner or later, you got to have a product. I don't care. Like I said, shout out to a company. I just had some of the best cookies of my life. They bossed up, they created a product. When you boss up, you're gonna have a product. And when you boss up and have a product, that's what it's about. That's when you keep stats. That's when you keep the charts of your sales. That's when you start looking at your stats. Listen, competition is for the weak. And I'm gonna say this again, competition is for the weak. There's no need to compete. And I'm gonna say this again, the US Mint, they print $1 trillion a day with nobody's name on it. Every day you wake up, listen, I bought this tripod on TikTok for $3.50. Shout out to the content creator. I thought she was beautiful. I supported, bought the tripod. When it's all said and done, online, everything is going global online. $3.50 including the shipping. When it's all said and done, guess what? That's included shipping. Right now, listen, everything is on steroids. Competition, listen, we all could win. Competition, we all can eat. Competition, when it's all said and done, this is how people with small minds think. Oh, look, so-and-so got out. It must be too late. Man, let that person get out. Let them push that agenda. We don't care about who got out now. When it's all said and done, that's none of our business. That's none of our concern. My concern is if I have a daughter, I can spend 24 hours with my daughter. My concern is if I have a son, I can spend 24/7, 365 with my son because I bossed up before my kids came. When it's all said and done, when my kids come, I don't want to go to work. My kids will feel my presence around me 24/7. It is what it is. That's all I'm concerned about. That's all I'm concerned about, spending time with my future family. It's hard to spend time with your kids when you gotta work. When it's all said and done, no. I feel like to all you guys right now without kids, it's time to start thinking, what would I do? How would my life be like if I had kids? You need to start thinking about life. You need to start thinking about your future. A lot of this generation right now, they want us to just go out, take pictures, 1942 with the crew, a Mary's on. Yeah, we out here after the picture's over. Where's the content? Like they say, where's the cream filling? Where's the content? Most of you people, they don't create content. They just on IG, look at my drip. Look at my drip, look at my drip. When it's all said and done, listen, where's the content? Enough of the nonsense, where's the content? Competition, listen, people gonna try to compare you in life, and you gotta let people know, listen, I'm not the one, I don't do competition. A lot of people will tell you, oh, this is a competitive world. Why do you think people join fraternities? They join fraternity because they're into competition. They feel like, oh, if I join this fraternity, I'm gonna have a better edge of getting a job. Imagine that. You're not trying to have a better edge of becoming a boss. You're not trying to have a better edge of getting a product. You're having a better edge of trying to get a job. That's crazy to me. But that's the world that we live in. And I'm gonna say this again, that's crazy to me, but that's the world that we live in. We live in a world where a lot of people, low-key, they want to fit in so bad, they will join a fraternity just to get a job. They will never join a fraternity to be a boss. They will join a fraternity just to get a job. It's crazy. I know that's the world that we live in. That's why I'm telling you, people who are competitive, they want to look at other people's stats. People that are competitive, they care about other people's views. People that are competitive, they're looking at other people's sub count. Those are competitive people. When it's all said and done, I could care less about other people's views. I could care less about what other people are doing. I could care less about all that. You feel me? I could care less about all that. When it's all said and done, you guys have to understand, life is beautiful. Lock in on you, focus on you, do what you do. And I'm gonna say this again, life is beautiful, do what you do, lock in on you. Man, let me tell you guys something. Competition, what's the point? What's the point of competition? What's the need of it? There's no need for competition. And I'm gonna say this again, there's no need for competition. Once you get in your zone and start doing you, you're gonna realize 24 hours is really not enough.